Welcome back to Rome Total War. A world where half-gods and half-men exist. A world where wonders still exist, where the Persian Empire never attacked Sparta. A world full of hidden wisdom and dark secrets. Rome, summer of 101 BC. More and more legions are returning to Rome. It is hot. The Marius reform forces the Roman Empire to reorganize its legions. Marcus Gallicus, Caesar's personal representative and the head of the Roman Empire, has a dark secret. His ancestors defeated the Gauls and conquered the north. On his conquest, he discovered a secret passage leading deeper into the northwest. However, the path is guarded by a powerful guardian and his elite troops. Marcus Gallicus sent spies who followed the route deep into the interior and reported a small village called Barbarum, where 50,000 warriors reside. A mystical druid on a giant thorn-occupied mountain mixes a bizarre potion in a huge cauldron, which he then distributes to the warriors to drink all day. It is a kind of drug that attracts these warriors and makes them incredibly strong. Berserkers from the far north who worship pagan gods. Barbarians from all directions of Germany. The Super Gauls with the magic potion. Asterix and Obelix. All have gathered and worship an unknown god. Valhalla. The enemy armies are numerous, with 50,000 warriors settled in the entire region, making the Seleucid Persian War appear as a walk in the park compared to the gathered enemy forces. The enemy armies consist of mindless berserkers and cannibals, with the power of pagan gods, Celtic Gauls, Germans, and many other tribes. Skilled elite warriors, javelin throwers, and naked savages. Marcus Gallicus has always guarded this secret. An enemy army of over 50,000 pagans at the gates of Rome? This route is surrounded by mystery. Many locals call it the road to Valhalla. The route opens up the north and the still unexplored tribes of the free wild the Leather Road. The Druid King has kept the north far enough from Rome's influence for long enough. Marcus Gallicus decided to take up his legacy and live up to his name. He decided to take on the north again. So, he devised the Marius reform. He decided to create 10 new legions within a few years and take on the route to Valhalla. This path is arduous. The fights will be tough, but Marcus Gallicus is confident. The eastern part of the Roman Empire and the Persian borderlands are under self-governance. The Persian invasion went as planned. The Near East was brought under control and the most important regions and provinces were taken. The remaining legions have received their final orders. Meanwhile, at the Persian border in the north, the Lost Legion is carrying out its final command to capture the cities of Armavir and Skida. An enemy tried to attack Gnaeus Fabius Licinus as he besieged Armavir, but Gnaeus Cornelius Arvina led his cohorts into battle. Now it is Gnaeus Fabius Licinus' turn to take the city of Armavir. Everything is going according to plan. The enemy army is numerous, but so are the Romans. Welcome to Total War Rome.
Ihr müsst verstehen, auf diesem Boden stehen wir und sterben wir, wenn es sein muss. Doch hier siegen wir auch. Dort stehen die Krieger von Seleukeia. Sie haben ein Recht, stolz zu sein, denn es sind würdige Feinde. Sie kauern hinter ihren Mauern und beten um Hilfe. Zahlenmäßig sind wir im Vorteil, wie ich sehe. Das ist gut. Ich glaube nicht daran, es dem Feind leicht zu machen. Oft habe ich gegen diese Leute gekämpft, doch sie haben immer noch nicht aus ihrer Erfahrung gelernt. Heute werden Männer sterben, um sie erneut zu lehren, dass sie lieber davonlaufen sollten. Der Hase wurde ausgenommen und seine Leber war glasklar. Vorzeichen wie diese können nur als positiv gewertet werden. Es gibt wenig zu fürchten, denn Hilfe naht. Noch an diesem Tag wird eine unserer Armeen in die Schlacht eingreifen. Ich habe viele große Siege für Rom errungen. Lasst euch das Kraft geben und glaubt hieran. Marschiert! Und wisst, dass euer Triumph sicher ist, solange wir wie wahre Römer leben und sterben.
hot summer day when the Roman armies arrived at the walls of the Persian city. The city had been a constant thorn in the side of the Roman Empire for years, as it controlled an important defense point and refused to pledge its loyalty to the Romans. After several unsuccessful attempts to conquer the city through persuasion or direct confrontation, the Romans decided that a siege was necessary. The Romans had brought a massive siege apparatus, so large that it had to be moved by several dozen soldiers. It was a huge siege tower, covered with fabrics to protect it from the elements, and equipped with a massive shield and arrow slits on the front. The siege apparatus also had ballistae and other weapons that were used to decimate the enemy and breach the walls of the city. The sun beat down on the soldiers as they pushed the siege tower towards the Persian walls. The Romans were determined to capture the city, and the Persian defenders on the wall were ready to fight to the last breath. The Persian defenders on the wall were well prepared. They had slingshots to push back the Romans and destroy the siege tower before it reached the wall. However, the Romans launched a coordinated attack on the city wall, pushing the siege tower against the wall and firing arrows and missiles at the Persian defenders. The Persians were hit by the arrows while throwing their stones and fell dead from the wall. The Romans slowly and carefully worked their way towards the wall, while the siege tower came closer and closer. The Persian slingshots proved inadequate to stop the massive siege engine. The Roman soldiers had learned how to move on the siege tower as they pushed it forward, and their armor and shields provided enough protection to withstand the attacks of the Persians. The Romans stood before the high walls of the city and looked at the massive siege engine they had built over the course of days. They had done their best to push the tower to the wall, but now it was time to climb it and penetrate the city. The soldiers began to climb the tower, but suddenly something strange happened. The Romans panicked and did not know what to do. Legend later told of a curse that lay on the siege engine, preventing it from being climbed. Some even claimed that the Persian gods intervened to teach the Romans a lesson. The curse of the siege engine became a legend, and the soldiers told it to each other to impress themselves and their enemies. Years later, siege engine technology in warfare would be far advanced, and people would remember this story and marvel at the past. Has the siege ended before it even began?